So now that the CM Punk review is done, what's next for me and my show? Well, look in the upcoming shows for Sting, Legends of Wrestling Sting. Hey guys, so it's been a while, about 8 years to be exact, and a lot has changed. It's been 8 years? That's 2 World Cups, 2 presidencies, 1 Olympic. 2 Olympics, and then it would have been 3, but it got canceled due to this year. What else has happened? So many skirmishes, and on a personal note, it's like, hey, like they made extra hot Cheetos, and they're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty good. These were the only sustenance that I got in my university days. Which, speaking of which, I also got this. I got a bachelor's. No way. I got a bachelor's from a university, so that worked out for me as well, pending the crippling debt. But hey, we also went through the PS4, the Xbox One, the Nintendo Wii U, which then they made up for it and they made the Switch. Of course, should have PT though. That got canceled. But yeah, I can't complain. You know what I mean? My personal life is great. You know, it's like I was seeing someone very special back in 2012, and well, that didn't work out at all. But hey, I tried, and yeah, they haven't been working out as well. Hey, at least I got this year, right? Gotta leave some for the end of the review. Speaking of which, we'll be looking at 8 years in the making. 8 years in the making. America Sting, TNA Legends of the Ring, Series 1, ringside exclusive, America Sting. Let's get at it. He does this, he does that. He's strong as a bull and he's quick as a cat. The man they call Sting. Yeah, it's the man they call Sting. And this is his action figure review. Now this Sting, he comes from a line, the TNA by Jakks Pacific toy line. They had a subset called Legends of the Ring, and this guy in particular was ringside exclusive. Now, typically the Legends of the Ring packaging had a red deco, and they included a lot of legends that they had under contract at that time. I believe the line was around 2011, 2012ish. So at the time, I think they even had like Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. They even had like a classic version of Kurt Angle, which was kind of funny and ridiculous because it's like Kurt Angle made his career only in WWE. It's not like they could have said like, oh well, Kurt Angle before WWE. It's like no, they used classic Kurt Angle and they marketed in that Legends of the Ring subset. Now as for this Sting, obviously this is Sting in all his WCW glory. Now, a big difference between the packaging on this ringside exclusive, which I wish I would have kept the packaging, but I did not keep the packaging. I got him out of his box a long time ago, and I threw away the box. And the box was really nice because rather than have like that standard red TNA packaging, TNA by Jax packaging, it actually had like an American flag motif going through it. And this is a perfect way and there was a perfect way to like go with the character, because this character, despite people getting it all mixed up, all confused, this kind of this attire was from not the classic Great American Bash attire that he wore and he beat Ric Flair in, but this was an attire that he wore for a Tokyo Dome match. So Dave Meltzer gave it an extra star. A Tokyo Dome match against the Great Muta, and if I remember correctly, it was November 22nd, 1992. And I think that's the only time he wore this attire. He did wear the American attire. He wore that blue tights Great American Bash for another match against the Great Muta the year before, 91. But I think this is the only time he actually wore like the American flag and the white tights. And they look great, by the way. Actually, let's check the bottom of the boot and see what year it says. It's 2010 Jakks Pacific. Even though it can't. There it is, 2010 Jakks Pacific. So there you go. So that's where that sting comes from. That's where he was made. That's where the line was made as well. And obviously, it being a Jakks Pacific action figure, he is slightly bigger than the average scale, than the new Mattel scale, because I feel Mattel tried making their figures more in line with like the standard 112 6-inch scale. Meanwhile, these Jakks, especially these deluxe Jakks, which I'll get into when we check out the articulation, these deluxe Jakks figures are just way bigger than the Mattel line at the time. Great jacket, by the way. Now let's look at the deco. The paint job is great. The gold scorpion looks great. The bottom of the boots, the black on the bottom of the boots is a nice touch. The face paint is really great as well, because I think it's really accurate. He did not have the lighter blue on his face paint. He actually had like this kind of midnight blue on his face. But man, this jacket is great. This jacket is amazing. It's vinyl here. It's like the red stripes are vinyl. He does have kind of like these frilly things, Macho Man Randy Savage-esque. This is vinyl as well. This is cloth, and these are kind of like decals. Like the stars are decals, and the back of the shooting stars in the back are also decals. And this is actually accurate. Like if you could check out the match on Daily Motion. Just look, just put Sting versus Great Muta 1982, and that should be like the first link to the actual to the match. And when it comes to like the detail on the jacket, this is spot on. It's amazing how spot on it is. Concerning the detail concerning the decals, there is one big noticeable omission, unfortunately, and that is right here on the side. They're supposed to be like kind of like shoulder pads, like these military shoulder pads, Sergeant Pepper-esque shoulder pads, I guess you could describe them as. So those are lacking, and it should have been like the Sergeant Pepper shoulder pads and like more frilly stuff right here. But I guess Jakks had to cut corners somewhere. I know that they made another Sting figure. Mattel made another Sting figure, and they did include the Sergeant Pepper shoulder pads. But of course, that jacket is hard plastic. So this jacket is much more superior in my opinion, because when it comes to like accessories, I'd rather have the cloth goods rather than molded plastic. Especially when it comes to clothing, and especially when it comes to jackets, because it is a bitch to get rubber, to get molded plastic sleeves off of figures. It is so difficult. And this Sting figure, as you can see, it has the Deluxe Classic. If you followed the Jakks WWE line, they had made a Ruthless Aggression, and then they made Deluxe Aggression, and also Classic Superstars, and then there were Deluxe Classics. So this is kind of like the Deluxe Classic body mold, and they had even said that body mold would be bigger, and it is bigger than the standard Ruthless Aggression WWE figures. So there there is a notable size difference between this Sting figure and a lot more, and that's the reason why I can't really utilize him in any kind of dioramas, because he would just scale on top of other Mattel and classic Superstar Jax figures, unless they were, of course, deluxe classics. But yeah, other than that, this Sting figure is great. I feel that the body, it looks a bit too jacked up, no pun intended. I mean, Sting was jacked, but I don't know. I just feel Jax was always infamous for taking artistic liberties with their figures. I feel Mattel is a lot more, well, they used to be, at the very least. They used to be more conservative, and they would try to depict much more realistic body styles. But then again, I think after like that Hogan figure, like that defining moments Hogan figure, I think that's when they threw everything out the window and they started just doing things kind of taking liberties and kind of making like a specialized version of the figure, because it's like you have Daniel Bryan's with like really muscular bodies, and it's like, no, Daniel Bryan is he has a fit body, and that's pretty much what he should be known as. And why is there a helicopter flying overhead? Well, hopefully they catch that perp. If Sting was on the case, he would catch that perp, of course. But the great figure. I know it took 8 years to review, but hey, was it worth it? I'd like to say it was. But before I go, let's make a size comparison. So this is the Defining Moments by Mattel Sting, and this is the Sting that's the Great American Bash thing. This is the one where he won the title from Ric Flair, and it's a different deco. Obviously, it's blue tights, and the Scorpion has like the stars and the bars, not the stars, the bars, and he has the black boots. But guess what? Look, they actually included the white boots with the black bottom as well. So at the time, Sting, I guess, was big on having white boots with black bottoms. But here you could tell the size difference right off the bat. It's like this thing just towers over him in every way possible. Body wise, this thing is also a bit too muscular. I don't think Sting was ever that jacked, or maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel that when it comes, I mean, this is like Ultimate Warrior proportions, and I don't think Sting was ever as pumped as the Warrior was in his heyday. But then again, I may be wrong. They were both Blade Runners. What do I know, right? But yeah. Other than that, both figures are great. They both fill a certain niche, I guess you could say. I guess this thing, honestly, this thing is, I would say this thing would look better if you were just trying to like put him on the shelf. But then again, I think this thing is a lot more practical just due to the fact that he scales better with every other figure that was made. And I don't know. There's just little differences. It's like this thing actually has a little rat tail, which Sting did have at the time, and this one doesn't. It just has that buzz cut. I like how this hair looks a lot more natural, and that's how Sting would look in the 90s. Early 90s, and meanwhile this thing, it looks like the standard just buzz cut. I feel that they just kind of just kid bashed, and they just assembled, I don't know, a Mr. Kennedy head, maybe altered it a bit and put it like on a I don't know, a Scott Steiner body without sans the arms. And yeah, meanwhile this thing, head sculpt wise, I kind of like this thing better though. But I guess it's pick your poison. Spin the wheel, make the deal. Coal miner's glove match. Hopefully you guys get that reference. But yeah, other than that, it's great. This figure is great. Hopefully this 8-year-old review was worth it for you guys. Other than that, I gotta say, if you guys would want me to grade this thing, like let's say out of 5, I would rate it a 3 out of 5. Could have been better. The jacket, I feel it's great, it's fantastic, but I think the jacket, just missing those shoulder pads, took it down a notch. But hey, it looks great. It looks a lot better. Yeah. Kind of might look a bit too big on this guy. Looks like a little boy. putting on like his dad's jacket or whatever. And nice use of the Velcro on there as well. But yeah, 3 out of 5 for sure for this thing right here. And yeah, I wish I would have kept the box, but it's like, hey, life happens, you know. Time makes a fool out of all of us. And that's all I gotta say about the man called Sting. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. And I'll see you guys in a bit for the conclusion. Oh, hey, you guys are still here. Yeah, so that does it for the review. Thanks again for watching. Just note that I'm fine, honestly, and that I get a great deal of happiness by making all of you happy, and in return, you guys make me happy as well. And that's all I gotta say. Take care, peace and love to another 8 years, and hopefully I keep on reviewing more action figures in that time. And that's all. Thank you. Peace and love. Take care. Love you all. As always. Bye.